captivating landscape, Assam is a state with endless possibilities. The strategic location of Assam makes it an ideal destination for investment. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, our focus is on improving infrastructure and communication in this region. The Act East policy has already given a fillip to the region. Assam location provides a natural advantage to position itself as a manufacturing hub. Assam is also poised to attract service industries such as tourism and hospitality. Proximity to Southeast Asian and BBN countries is an advantage for Assam. I urge all the industry leaders to explore investment opportunities and become growth partners of Assam and the northeastern region. I congratulate the Skill, Employment and Entrepreneurship Department, Government of Assam for organizing this wonderful event. I hope this event will help in forging collaboration among key stakeholders of government, industry and academia. I wish very best to the entire fraternity for a successful event. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs. I would now like to invite Mr. Sudhir Gautam, CEO and Editor-in-Chief, IndiGlobal Media Network, to come up on stage and give the welcome address.
Thank you very much. A very warm welcome, everyone. And thanks for joining us. We have dignitaries from across the country joining here, making it in this beautiful land of Northeast India, Guwahati, Assam. The Northeast India has always fascinated me because one of the reasons is my mother's roots are from northeastern state, and when the opportunity of working with the government of Assam came to me and to my team, there was no looking back. Assam is in the news all over the country for the good work in the governance, and we at IndiGlobal Media take it as a pride to be a part of its, even in a smaller way. The present government, headed by the Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, is now being looked at as a role model on several fronts. For this opportunity, I would like to thank our Honorable Minister and the chief guest of this IndiGlobal Bharat Summit, Sri Jayanta Malavaruwa ji, who has been the guiding light and the driving force, and the program chair of the summit, Dr. B. Kalyan Chakrabarti, and the co-program chairs, Mr. Ankur Jain, who is the mission director, Assam Skill Development Mission, and also the officiating director for IIT Guwahati, Professor Parmeshwar K. Iyer. Without further ado, I welcome you all for this two-day mega summit, which is not just going to be a conference, but a festival of innovation, collaboration, and an opportunity for everyone to be the growth partners of Assam and other northeastern states. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable inputs. Now we would move ahead with the day's agenda, starting with the first panel discussion on the topic, Northeast Region Coming of Age. The Northeastern region, specifically Assam, has caught the imagination of one and all. Thanks to the rapid growth in the last few years, it is in fact one of the fastest growing states in the country and is at the cusp of unprecedented growth.
Its strategic location, with close proximity to more than 6 countries within hours, makes it even more special. The state has all it takes to become a hub for several sectors. Assam's emerging local economy grew at a compound annual growth rate of 12.75% between 2011 to 12 and 2018 to 19. It would not be an exaggeration to state that the youngest population of the country resides in Assam, and the potential of the youth to be a part of the rising Assam is unlimited. The Northeast region is also proving as a hub for medical tourism and gotten the attention of tourists all over the world. It is no more merely looking east, but acting east.
In this panel, we have Dr. Om Manchanda, Managing Director, Dr. Lal Path Labs, Shri M.V. Satish, Whole-Time Director and Senior Executive Vice President, Buildings, Larsen & Toubro, Dr. Bhaskar Rao, Founder, Chairman, Kim's Hospital, Shri Sherry Lal Tangzo, Economic Advisor, Northeastern Council, Ministry of Donor, Government of India, Shri Krishna Kumar Dwivedi, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Ms. Radhika Rastogi, IS Special Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. We also have Shri Sandeep Alva, Vice President, Value Labs, who would be joining us virtually all the way from the Silicon Valley, United States of America.
This session will be moderated by Dr. B. Kalyan Chakravarti, IAS, Principal Secretary to the Government of Assam, Skill, Employment, Entrepreneurship and Labor Welfare Department.
Thank you very much. I think this mic is better than that, so I would probably request the participants to use this mic. With permission of the Honorable Minister, I'll take to being the moderator for this session. First and foremost, I would like to call Dr. Om Manchanda, the Managing Director of Path Labs, and let me just give a one-line introduction to Dr. O.P. Manchanda. Dr. O.P. Manchanda, a graduate from the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad in 1990, is one of the path-breaking chief executive officers in the country. He has been rated as a person who has transformed Path Labs into the largest diagnostic medical services in the country. Having worked earlier in Hindustan Lever and Ranbaxy, and thereafter in Path Labs, he's also known as one of the person who is the highest paid CEOs in the country. What he earns in a month in crores is what a bureaucrat earns in his entire lifetime. So I would request that he, being an icon of how education can transform one's life and how he has done a lot of good work for Assam during the COVID times, and he has been here during the COVID times and done a lot of work, I would request O.P. Manchanda to give his address for the Northeast.
May I go there? Yeah. Good morning, all of you. Can I hear that? Let's have a little energy. Good morning. Yes, yes. So I think what Kalyan probably didn't mention, that we are classmates as well from IIM Ahmedabad. In 1990, we graduated together from IMA. Thank you very much for having me here. Honorable Minister, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen, and all the students here. My association with Northeast and probably Assam goes back in mid-90s when I used to work with Hindustan Unilever. I used to visit tea gardens and sit in Assam or Guwahati auction centers. And that's the time I got associated with Northeast and especially Assam. And then over a period of time, I changed my job and I joined Monsanto. They also had a product which was actually used in tea gardens. I used to visit tea gardens again. And then when I joined Dr. Lal Path Labs in 2005, we put up our first lab in Guwahati in 2006. That was my, in a new avatar, I visited Guwahati. But I think what brought me very close to Guwahati or Assam was COVID, which is not a great thing, but I think the positive side effect of COVID was I made great friends in Assam. And I must congratulate Assam government, and then which is now Honorable Chief Minister was Health Minister, and Mr. Sameer Sinha. They were actually connected with me online that time when the lockdown was announced in March 2020. And being a largest diagnostic player, and I was at the helm of affairs, if some of you recall what we went through these 2 years, such a difficult time on testing, etc. And I must say, I think Assam came across one of the states which took a lot of initiative of making sure the testing happens. And what hit me that time was there was not even a single private lab in entire Northeast which was doing RT-PCR testing. And we were actually making all the efforts to make samples fly to Delhi, and that time testing centers were not too many. But I think with the help of the government, we put up our RT-PCR testing lab in Guwahati in a very quick span of time. So I think, thank God, COVID is behind us, hopefully, and we actually have a new beginning. As Dr. Kalyan mentioned, I head this India's largest diagnostic company, and he especially invited me to talk to you about and share my experience and talk a little bit about healthcare opportunities in India. And I did go through the agenda. I see that there's a special session on healthcare, which I think will throw more light on this than particularly my speech, but I still talk about that. So I think few things all of you should know, that healthcare is one sector which will never probably experience a slowdown. Because wherever there is a life, there is a need for healthcare. Economies get impacted by a lot of factors, external factors, but healthcare is one sector which is insulated from many of these events that happen outside. So it's a very, very secure place to work for. Healthcare is a very vast sector which consists of pharmaceutical sector, it consists of medical devices, hospitals, and medical diagnostics. It's actually one of the largest sector. I'm just looking at the net and found out that probably the fifth largest employment sector in the country today. And it's one of the fastest growing. As the economy grows, as the healthcare awareness grows, healthcare is bound to grow. Education is also one sector like that. And just to brief you about our company, we are represented in diagnostic space. While there are a lot of players who are in hospitals and pharmaceutical, I'm sure they'll be talking to you, but I'm standing in front of all of you representing diagnostics. Now, diagnostics is right at the center. Does not involve any particular specialty. You will have a doctor who's a cardiologist, oncologist, but I think diagnostic as a sector is right at the center, serving all the specialities of healthcare. So technically the market size for diagnostics can be very, very large. It's not a very niche. The second thing is diagnostics is very routine tests, like all of us know about sugar, thyroid, liver function tests, etc. It can also go into very high-end diagnostics like molecular, cytogenetics, etc., which is very, very specialized. Diagnostics is not only meant to diagnose a disease, which is what most of us understand, but it is also meant for managing the disease itself. You actually track the progression of the disease as you treat the patient. Now it's actually going further, where you use diagnostic tests for preventive, you also use for predictive, and some of you may be aware about genetics, etc. So diagnostics has become very, very vast field today as we see compared to what it used to be earlier. Now, coming to especially the objective of today's session about employment opportunities or growth opportunities in this sector, there are broadly speaking three areas which I look at in diagnostics employment. Number one is, let's look at labs. We have close to about 275 plus labs in the country, and each lab has about close to 6 to 7 employees. And if I look at the profile of these people, you will see pathologists, which is where they do MD pathology after MBBS. That's one area, which to me is one lab equal to one doctor, while in some of our large labs you will have more than one as well. I think the largest number of force that we have inside the lab is technicians. Now these are the technicians who work on machines, and healthcare sector skill councils have a lot of courses revolving around this. There are courses which are BSc MLT, which is medical lab technician. There are courses like diploma lab medical technicians. They are roughly about 2 years to 3 years, and all of you can get jobs working on these machines inside the lab. And I was talking to this morning before coming here to our doctors. Nowadays, a lot of these technicians can also get upgraded to very, very high-end specialty jobs like molecular diagnostics. So this is one area all of you can look at, and this will be ever-growing field, let me tell you that. The third area inside the lab is the person who actually draws blood sample. We call them phlebotomist, and you will be actually surprised that the largest number of growth of employees in diagnosis is coming from this particular area, which is phlebotomist. And during COVID times, what we noticed is that people who work inside the, people who are walking into the labs for blood collection has now moved to home collections. I'm sure some of you may have experienced that in Guwahati as well. So the home collections is the number of samples collected per phlebotomist in a home visit setting is much lower than when you collect inside a lab. So which essentially means the number of jobs are actually multiplying rapidly in the area of phlebotomy. Healthcare Sector Skill Council has a course which is a 6 months course. Under our CSR program also we are running many of such schools. And this is one area which I would recommend as a go-to place, especially after 12th class, or even I think after 10th also you can join these courses. And today you will not believe, including our collection centers, our 60% of the force would be phlebotomies. A company which has 5,000 employees and 5,000 collection centers, each collection center has one phlebotomist. Close to 60% people will have a phlebotomy requirement, or they are phlebotomists. I think this is one area which you should all look at. In addition to that, I'm sure a lot of people will talk about IT, HR, sales job, which are actually agnostic to sectors. I would encourage all of you to look at that. I think one area which you should definitely look at is digital, which is virtually invading all sectors, and this will open up a lot of employment in the area of digital. And wherever I actually go, that whole technology piece, digital piece is virtually has become part of every of our profession. So with that, I'll come to end of my speech. If you all have any questions to ask me either now or later offline, I'm available till lunch and to address your needs. Once again, I want to thank each one of you to be here, to give me time to listen to me, and also Dr. Kalyan especially, because being my friend, classmate, he requested me to come and speak to all of you. Thank you very much and have a good time.
Thank you very much for your advice, and we are noting down all these things, and we hope we'll carry that forward. I will also request apna sabak moi janabak khujisu ki there is from Honorable Minister when he speaks, he will also tell you that from employment we are going to entrepreneurship. And I want to bring forward one person who started with one computer, 2 computers in the year 1990, and now today he has a turnover of almost 1.5 lakh crores. And one of the representatives from the US, I would like him to, from the US, to come in, zoom in, and explain his journey and what he thinks is the digital future for the state of Assam. He's online. Mr. Alva.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, Dr. Chakravarti. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, yeah. I would request you to say, because you're sitting now in the Silicon Valley in the US, what is the future of skills for the youth? What are the opportunities, and what does Northeast have for that? From the center of technology in the world, what do you see is the future? We would like you to say. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you again, and good morning to the Honorable Minister, dignitaries, and all of you here today. My name is Sam Alva. I am Chief Evangelist with Value Labs, and Value Labs is a 7,000 people global technology solutions startup with a presence across 6 continents. And while I wish I could be there in person with you today, I'm calling in PCs, internet, mobile technologies, and now, the digital revolution. And with this revolution, comes a pressing question. What skills do we need to participate fully in this digital wave, right? And in my remarks, I'll keep it very brief, but I'll be sharing my perspectives on this topic and offering some insights into the skills, I think, which is the main theme out there, and the mindsets, that will be critical in this digital age. Digital transformation or digital revolution, became a buzzword during the COVID years, right? Where every business was required to embrace digital to provide their services. So every sector, from food to education, retail, healthcare, through to entertainment, had to adopt tech. And you and I also began operating, and many of us learning remotely. And the revolution then necessitated a new type of talent. It needed individuals who have abilities around cloud, data, business intelligence, cyber security, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, and many others. But these were the main technologies that came in the forefront. And the good news is, bad news for companies like us, but good news for talent like you, that there's an immense shortage of skill set in this space. And I wanted to share a data point that is pretty stark, which is that the demand supply gap for technology professionals in 2021 was approximately 5 million and is forecasted to grow to about 8 million in 2026. So India and Assam actually are perfectly poised to bridge the gap between the demand and supply of engineers. With over 1 million engineers graduating each year, tapping into the Indian talent pool can help organizations worldwide, in their digital transformation journey. We are already renowned globally as a tech destination, right? So with companies like Walmart and Amazon and Target and Alphabet and Microsoft and many others having their capability centers in India. And we have tech providers like Value Labs and Infosys and many others who tap into Indian tech talent and support their global clients. So all that's left for us is to ensure that our engineering school and other schools train its students in the relevant skill set. And I'm not saying this lightly. Education is very, very close to our hearts. And we know a thing or two about how right skills can set you up for success. Value Labs, the company that I work for, was formed out of a selfless act. When we developed a free computer-based learning program for students nearly 25 years ago. And to sustain this effort financially, we used the same infrastructure to deliver software projects for North American clients. And this was when offshoring was becoming popular. And from a team of just about 3 people at that point of time, now we have grown to about 7,000 people. Right? So coming back to the topic of digital revolution, COVID, has made remote work the norm now. And tech talent that used to be concentrated in cities like Bangalore and Delhi and Chennai and Hyderabad and Mumbai is now relocating to their hometowns, and I'm sure many of them going back to Assam. So location is digitized today. What it means is that if you have the right skills, geographical location is not a limiting factor. And so I would like to quickly wrap this up. I know you have many speakers lined up after me, with a few words of wisdom from Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player. I kind of really admire him. When he was asked about his best skill, Jordan did not mention about his scoring ability, but replied that I was coachable. I was a sponge and aggressive to learn. So my 2 cents to you is, never stop being curious. And I'm sure that you'll have a great future, and, Value Labs will do whatever it takes to back you up 100%. So with that, thank you for listening, and all the best to you. Over to you, Mr. Chakravarti. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would just like to add, sir, Honorable Minister, sir, Value Labs has done a lot of CSR work in Assam in the field of education. And one of the things the founder, Arjun Rao, used to always say is to the clients, and that is one message to all the students and probably to the companies, is that give more than what you can ask. He said that is how the Value Labs name was there. He says if a client asks for 100, then you do 100 plus. Don't do 100. I mean, do more than what is asked for. That was the underlying factor for the success of this company. It was rated higher than Infosys, Accenture, in many parameters, and it's a great success in the Indian success, and that's why they are here. Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite next Shri Bhaskar Rao. Bhaskar Rao, who is a legend in the south of India and who has performed more than 30,000 surgeries, is a cardiothoracic surgeon, and his hospital is rated one of the best as far as orthopedics is concerned in south of India, and he has come forward to do something for the Northeast. I would like him to explain his vision. Please, Bhaskar Rao garu. You can use this.
Good morning, everybody. Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, and the today's chief guest for this function, Dr. Sri Jayanti Mallabarua, Honorable Minister for Public Health, Engineering, Skill, Employment and Entrepreneurship, and Tourism Department, Government of Assam, people on the dais and off the dais. It's a great opportunity for me to be here and thank the organizer to given this opportunity. I am by profession as a cardiothoracic surgeon. I build up hospitals in Andhra and Telangana, erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, nearly 4,000 beds, 16,000 employees. I stay focused in one state. The reason is we can able to build and provide the health care to nook and corner of each and every person irrespective of their financial status. That's what the affordable quality care we could able to provide. With this, I am now venturing into other states like Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Now, I don't have many connections with Assam. One of my friend Sudhir and Mahesh, and along with Dr. Kalyan Chakravarti, spoke to me. I have only one connection with Dr. Saharia, who is a renowned urologist, performed more than 5,000 kidney transplants. He hails from this place. He was a Padma Shri awardee from this state. He has